What's up, everybody? I hope you're all having an awesome day. Thank you for coming back to the channel, and this is my second video, and I want to give a huge shout out to all of you who viewed the first one, everybody who liked and subscribed. That really means a lot, as this is just a starting channel, so all the views help, and all the comments help, and all the subscribers help. Everything really means a lot to me. So this video is going to be a little bit more typical of what you should expect to see from me. I plan to do a full walk around of the car today and get into the full mods list and all the parts that have been put on the car and everything that was done to the car before I bought it. So we're going to jump right into that. I'm going to put, like I said, a list, and then we're going to do a walk around, and I'm going to also put down all the prices that I know of things, so that way I'm pretty transparent with that, and you can all see how much everything costs in case you plan on doing these mods to your Z or similar stuff if you have a different car. So yeah, let's jump right into that. But you know I gotta start today's channel off with a nice cold start, so here you go. Alright, so I want to give you guys a rundown of everything that was done to the car before I bought it and everything that I've done since. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. We'll have to see. The car itself was wrapped by the previous owner, or a friend of theirs did it. It looks pretty good. The blue has definitely grown on me. At first I didn't really care for it, but there's a lot about it that isn't ideal. If you look here in the back, the wrap is all bubbling out and coming undone, and you can see like patches of wrap were put in, which is like really crappy and not well done. And then like if you go up here, you can see some like cut lines and things like that. So it's not ideal, but it's going to get me through the winter, and hopefully it protects the car a little bit. It's the nice pearl white underneath, so really excited for that, because I absolutely love white cars, and I think the Z's in white look really awesome, especially with the carbon theme that I kind of have going. They wrapped the roof black, which I think looks really awesome. I would have done it anyway. It's really cool the way that the Z's are made, so the front windshield seamlessly transitions into the rear windshield. So with the black there, it makes it look like one continuous piece of glass, which I think is really nice. So that's something that I definitely would have done anyway. The car came with 20-inch Vossen CV7s on it. I obviously took those off for the winter, but I also think that they're really nice wheels, and I think they look great on the car, except for the fact that they're 20-inch wheels, which are definitely too big for 350Z. The stock wheels are 18, so it's a big difference. I think they look massive on the car. So definitely looking to get a set of 18-inch wheels and sell the 20s that I have. So if anybody's interested in a set of 20-inch Vossen CV7s, leave a comment or DM me on Instagram. These are the Vossen CV7s that I was talking about. So they're 20-inch. They got like super stretched tires on them, as you can see. But they're a really nice set of wheels. They're like $2,600 for the rims, brand new, and then they have like Nankang Sport tires on them, which are like nothing. They're like $400. But yeah, I'm trying to get rid of these so that way I can get an 18-inch set of wheels to go on the car. Anyway, back to the car. So under the hood, you can see I have the HR motor, which has the dual intakes. So it's got Mishimoto couplers on it, and then K&N cone filters on the end, which are stamped K&N. I don't know. Yeah, you can't really see it. But the previous owner said that they were Stillen intake piping, which I don't think is true, because there's no stamp or anything, you know, badge or marking or etching or anything that says Stillen on them. So I don't think that's necessarily the case. I'm not sure what they are, but regardless, it's got K&N air filters on it. That's pretty much it underneath the engine bay. I had to replace the passenger cat when I bought the car because there was a check engine light for it. So I ended up doing that myself because a quote from any shop was just like outrageous. It was going to be like $800, probably like before labor. So the only pain with doing that, if you're ever planning on doing that to your Z, on the front flange of the cats, there's 3 bolts, and you basically have to go down in through here is the best way to do it, with like a bunch of really long extensions. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube about that, but yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Luckily, the bolts that I was trying to get out came loose pretty easily, so that made the job a lot easier for me. But I just got a cheap cat online for like $200, I think it was. So that got rid of the check engine light, and it's been fine since then, which is awesome. It's really dirty right now, but under here, yeah, you can see there that the wrap is pretty bad for the blue. But we have the Megan Racing catback, and then there's a Stillen Y Pipe underneath as well. So that's all that was done for exhaust. So let's jump into what I've done to the car. We'll just work our way from the front to the back. Starting off right here, it was simple. The car didn't come with a front license plate mount. As you can see, like the holes there underneath the wrap, which is going to suck when I take the wrap off. But I just got this super cheap carbon fiber license plate mount, and I just zip tied it to it. Then added on the carbon fiber eyelids. I plasti dipped the stock wheels Brass Monkey bronze. They were really crappy black plasti dip before that was all like ripped and messed up, so I did them bronze. The calipers and the center cap were already painted red, so I just left them for now. That'll definitely change in the spring. But then I added the carbon fiber mirror covers, carbon fiber door handle covers, the carbon fiber pillar cover, and then back here I just recently added the carbon fiber duckbill, the RB style. It's not an authentic, but I think it looks great. And then I also added the RB style rear diffuser. I wrapped it in carbon fiber myself, so it looks pretty good for now. Potentially might paint match the two. I don't know what's going on over here, but something's happening. So as I was saying, I might paint match the spoiler and the diffuser to the white when I take the blue wrap off in the spring. That'll be something that I decide later on, but for now they're wrapped in carbon fiber. Then I got this little carbon fiber mini antenna because the car didn't have one when I got it. There's a couple things I want to mention about the rear spoiler and the rear diffuser, the RB style ones particularly. I got them both on Car ID for like a, really decent price, couple $100. I just want to mention, if any of you are interested in getting them, one thing that I'm really disappointed about this particular RB style duckbill that came from Car ID is it fits perfectly right here, right? But one thing you notice, and if you look at other 350Zs on Instagram, they don't have this. If you see the bottom edge of the spoiler actually like kind of curves up rather than like down with the line of the trunk, which kind of bothers me. And then also like the fitment of it, like I said, fits well here, but I really wanted it to line up with the bottom. And when I moved it down and put it at the bottom, there was huge gaps in the side here. And also it made the spoiler like completely flat because it's a big change in the angle from here to here. So as you can see, like it's already pretty, horizontal, and like a lot of people have more flat ones on their car, and like mine maybe is a little bit more vertical than most 350Zs who do this mod, but I definitely like originally really wanted it to sit flush with the back edge here, and it sort of bums me out that it doesn't, but it is what it is for now, and the holes are drilled, so that means that I'm not moving it anytime soon, unless I was to get a whole new trunk hatch, and I really don't want to do. As for the bottom diffuser, so it's pretty clear how it went on. Like, there's 3 holes there that get screwed in, and then there's 3 holes there that attach the outer pieces to the centerpiece. But one thing that's not clear at all is how to attach this big centerpiece to the bottom of the car. So I actually like just took it upon myself to drill holes and put hardware into the bumper through the bottom of the diffuser here, and then on the front edge of this bottom piece I like tied it up to some of the like cross member beams and like exhaust hangers. I just like tied it to that because there's literally no mounting for the centerpiece whatsoever, and it really doesn't make any sense except for the fact that you just drill them yourself and put them in. This hardware right now is pretty ugly, as you can see in there. It's all temporary. I'm gonna replace it all in the spring, and you know, definitely like these bolts here have already rusted, and so I'm gonna replace all that and make it pretty, and probably do black hardware, so that way it's a little bit more hidden, because like I don't really care for showing off the hardware whatsoever. Yeah, so I just wanted to make that known in case any of you are interested in doing this rear diffuser. So that's something that you have to kind of like plan for, and it's all those little things like getting all the hardware and you know, figuring out the right lengths for those and pre-drilling the holes and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. It is time consuming. You definitely need an extra set of hands to do it. You can't do it by yourself, either one of these pieces. So I had someone help me with that, and you know, line it up and hold it while I like pre-drilled the holes and then screwed the screws in and things like that. So I also did rear license plate LEDs. They're like wicked bright white LEDs that look really cool, and they actually help when I'm like backing up and stuff, because the visibility out of the Z's are not very good, and so out of my rear view mirrors I can actually see behind me much better when those lights are on, and it also helps with people behind me can really tell when I'm about to back up because of how bright they are. When I first got the car, it was kind of interesting because the rear wiper was actually like horizontal across the rear windshield, and when I went to go first use it, it was like swiping down on the trunk, and I asked the owner, I was like, what is going on here? Like, why has it always done that? Is it broken? And they were like, oh, I don't know, like when they did the wrap they must have you know, put it on wrong. So I was a little worried that it was like broken, but actually like you just pop this cover off right here and there's one bolt, and I literally loosened the bolt, pulled this off, turned it vertical, put it back on, tightened it down, and it works perfectly fine. The only thing that doesn't seem to work is the rear window sprayer here. Doesn't seem to work at all. I haven't found any videos or anything like that on like what could be the possible cause of that or why. I would assume that there's like an undone line, or it's somehow clogged or something like that, but yeah, still on my list of things to kind of figure out. I had to replace the fender liner in here. So I replaced that, which it was actually really great because the previous owner already had it. They just hadn't put it in yet. So that was a good pickup with the car, because it definitely needed that. It was getting all kinds of crazy dirt and whatever in there. As you can see, there's a ton of condensation in here, which really sucks because these headlights are actually like perfect. They're really clear. They don't have any oxidation on them. They're like not scratched at all. And then there's this wet spot here, which really sucks. And I think that's due to the fact of not having the fender liner on there for so long. So I replaced that as soon as possible. So in the interior of the car, there's been some stuff that I've done, and then there was some stuff that was already done. So I did the door handle coves in carbon fiber. I did the gauge face. I don't know if you can see. I did the gauge face in carbon fiber. I did the shift boot housing, the carbon fiber piece. I did a carbon fiber shift knob. Obviously the other cove, door handle cove, is carbon fiber. It's the whole black interior, which I love. It's the enthusiast model, so it's got cloth seats and no subs, but I actually like the cloth seats better than the leather, so I think the seats in the Z are really nice. That's one of the best things about the interior. I think the interior like looks nice in the Z, and the gauge pods up in the center dash are cool and everything like that, but the materials are really bad. There's a lot of videos online about how these door handle areas all scratch up, and the centerpiece of right here gets all scratched. You can even tell like mine's getting a little bit scratched, but it's been repainted. And same with over here, the vent cover pieces get all scratched up super easy. So those have all been repainted on mine, but yeah, a lot of people talk about how bad it is, and it's true, they are pretty bad. Another thing that came in the car is this double din touchscreen Sony head unit. It's really nice. It's like a DVD player, and it's got navigation, and even though it's super outdated, it works really awesome for me. I use it all the time. So that was a nice plus to come in the car. So this is the shift knob that came in the car. It's actually like a really pretty expensive Mishimoto shift knob. It's cool, like it feels good, and like it's got some good weight to it, and it's like a nice shape and everything. I'm just not a huge fan of vertical shift knobs. Plus, one of the cool things about the 350Zs is like the shifter is so low and so like short that I really just wanted like a deep set ball that like fit nicely on there and, you know, matched the whole carbon theme that I'm going for, and you know, felt good. So that's definitely something that I wanted to change, and I did right off the bat. Another thing that came in the car when I got it is it seems to have a alarm system, because when I unlock and lock the car, it does like a toot toot sound, which is not the factory Nissan lock noise. And this blue light flashes on the dash, and that's definitely not a factory thing, or as far as I know, it's not. So that's a little bit interesting. So that's the noise that it makes that I was talking about when you lock and unlock the car with what seems to be an aftermarket alarm system. So another thing that I did to the interior, well, first of all, the steering wheel, when I got the car, these silver side pieces here were wrapped blue, along with the center Z thing was wrapped blue, and I took that off right away because it didn't look good at all. One thing that I have to replace is these are like have like no resistance to them. They're like totally free and weird. When I press the cruise control on and off, it turns on, and when I press the cancel button, it turns off, but like I can't set cruise control or anything like that. I don't really care so much about this side because I have the aftermarket head unit, and I highly doubt that these are even connected properly to be used with the aftermarket head unit. So I don't really care about these so much, except for the fact like when I turn the wheel, these like flop. Like when I go a full turn, these like flop and make noise, so that's pretty annoying. But honestly, if I could just get a replacement for this side, that would be really great. So then I've also done white LED interior lights. They're super bright and really clean. In my past cars, I've done like cool colors, like I did blue in my Mazda 6 that I had, and I did green in the Golf that I have right there. So I did the 2 dome lights, and then I did the trunk light, which is back here, which is not on right now obviously, but yeah, it's super bright and it lights up the trunk really well. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one a little bit more than the first one. I really wanted to do a full breakdown of the parts list, of everything that I've done and everything that was done to the car before I got it. If any of you are interested in a deeper dive into any one of the mods that I mentioned, I would be happy to explain whatever you want to know, or even do a separate video to kind of reveal a little bit more about them, or so you can understand how I installed something or anything like that. So as always, please subscribe, please like this video, leave comments below of anything that you want to know, or liked or disliked, or if you're interested in buying the wheels, please let me know. Have a great day, guys.